This is The Flow with Rock and O.
We are real people
with real issues.
who create solutions.
And not more problems.
What's good, Rock?
What's going on, O?
Hey, man, The Flow, baby, we here.
The flow with the Rock and O.
What?
The flow with the Rock and O.
Quiet, flow, the flow.
Yeah, man. This
Hey,
is what
man.
we do. Third episode.
Third one, baby.
So we hope y'all are enjoying it so far. We hope y'all are getting something out of it. I had a lot of feedback on the
yeah.
book and from some from family and things like that.
A lot of love, man. I've been seeing a lot of it, man. A lot of them been, I don't know, like it's The Flow with Rock and O. It's just not The Flow with O. Like a lot of people been just shouting at them, like, stop, man.
Yeah,
It's
they?
Rock too.
Right.
It's just me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I know, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I know who I am, but Rock
Right.
is in this thing too.
Right.
He got, you know what I'm saying? Like,
let me talk to Tyrick real quick. Cut his mic, Tyrick. Shout out to Ty Dog. Shout out to Tyrick Taylor.
hey,
Sound engineer, man.
Come on, man.
He did all the music for the our theme music.
he's
So
killing it, man. I appreciate it, man. Hey,
Dope.
but he doesn't have an engineer license or a degree, but my brother does. He's
actually, my brother Tyrick does have a degree.
No.
Tyrick. Go ahead and say something, Tyrick, from over there.
Not today. Not today.
Look,
Not today. Match up my paycheck.
look. He said
Match that up.
he spent money on school.
He said, I'm off half the year, huh? Huh? I'm buying my kids Louis Vuittons. Louis Vuittons, you know.
What?
You know, people be mad they can't say Louis Vuittons.
Anyway,
Louis Vuittons, what are those?
man, how was your weekend? Pretty good.
Man, you already know
Same
me,
old,
man.
same old.
Still trying to figure out my entire life, brother.
I'm
Out
right there
here
with you.
Ubering and lifting, man, and taking care of the fam.
But you
dog.
getting ready to take the test for the
I am. I'm
real
actually
estate, right?
taking it this week, man. I'm excited about
We'll
it.
be
Been
praying
studying,
for you.
man. Studying for the test, man, and just
excuse
excited
me.
to get out here, man.
Say
In this real
excuse
estate, this real estate.
Say
world.
excuse me, you burped. Say
I
excuse
didn't
me.
burp.
You did.
I coughed.
They're gonna hear it, so I just want you to know.
No,
to
they
not
didn't.
think
They're
you're
gonna
rude.
hear a cough, burp. Excuse
Well,
me.
yeah, so the real estate license, you're taking that this weekend. But I know you've been studying a lot for it, so.
Oh yeah, man. It's a lot to take in, man. You got to take the national and the state. So national is 150 questions, and then the state is 100 questions. So altogether, 250 questions. So you got 5 hours to take the test, bro. So it's like ACTs back in the day,
Right.
But what's unfortunate is that back then, you could study for the ACT, but
Right.
I didn't. So I went in there. You know what I mean? Come on here, high school. So.
Can I
What
get
he
a
say
number
on
two
how high?
pencil?
What they say on how
Can
high?
I get a number
Shoot.
two pencil?
If we high, we gonna get high scores. Just retard. I go in there talking about, hey Tyreek, man, what'd you get on number 5? 4, it's a different test. What you mean? You got a different test? Hey Rock, what'd you get on number 4? Retard, it's a different. So everybody got a different test. And it's the same way with the real estate test. Like there's no way that you could cheat. But this is what's awesome about it. So the creator of the real estate test is my mentor / teacher.
Oh, okay.
That taught. Yeah. So not Sinitra, but
Right.
it's Mr. Robert. Yeah. So like he teaches the class. So what's dope is he literally tells you what's on the test. And we have these booklets and we write down, like it's like all the questions on it, but he's narrowed it down to where literally if you fail the test, you're retarded.
I hope he don't get fired. 'Cause you just told everybody he'd give you all the answers.
Well, that's if you go to the class, that's what he says. It's open information.
Oh, okay.
Because his job is, at the end of the day.
We'll check on his job in 2019 January to see if Mr. Roberts is still
Right. But no, the object, and he'll tell you,
Nah,
man,
yeah.
that he wants you to pass the test because ultimately, are you going to need everything in real estate that's on that test? No, but he
Right.
just needs you to get past that part. But the test, man, is $800. Yeah, in real life, like it's all kind of things that you gotta. So already the class is $300, and now the test and all that it takes
Right.
once you pass it costs more money. But it's all worth it, man.
I'm about to say, yeah, because once you get in and you start doing it, you're going to excel in that thing. Just for who you are and all of your glory.
Oh, I was
Sorry.
waiting on that. I was waiting on a song that was
Yeah.
relatable. I was looking for something trap. Like anytime that we sing a song, it got to be trap for me. Like for you, you can go.
The only
worse.
traps I see is the traps of the enemy, and I don't fool with them. I run from them.
So how was your weekend, man? Come on, DJ Rock, all on the snaps, man.
Hey, yeah, man. Hey, you follow me on the Snap every weekend. I'm DJing the wedding, man. But the wedding was cool, man. A lot of people. A lot of fun. Had a little altercation, but we ain't gonna talk about that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man.
Just told you that off screen, but loving it, man. I love doing this DJ thing because it's just being a part of somebody's special day and being able to make their day happen. Like I know my wedding, my reception was one of the greatest days of my life.
Nope.
I always said I wanted my reception to be like the what's the movie? The Best Man. How their reception was so huge at the end. They was doing their thing, and that's how it was.
Your reception was dope.
Yeah, and that's how it was. So that's why I just love doing this and being a part of that. So y'all need a DJ, hit me up.
Yeah. I think what's awesome about your job, man, is your personality gets to really open up.
Right.
Like when you snap, man, I just be like, you're really happy. And I think that's what everybody needs to experience. Some in your life, man. Do something that you really, really, really absolutely love, man. Versus like I'm just doing something just to do it. Like you really enjoy going down, whether it be in the country, whether it be right here, like you enjoy. That's why I can't wait to go with you, man. I know that it's another level. I can't.
This weekend is going to be a good one if you want to.
Really?
Yeah. We can talk about that later. I was going to tell you that before.
I'm down, man. I just know for me, man, I don't like to do the whole Tariq. The DJing thing is kind of, I'm a believer. So, that secular stuff and having to go to church the next day. And
I thought you said your wife said you couldn't do it.
I don't have a boss. Shout
I
out to Adrian.
thought she said.
Shout out to Adrian. She knows what time it is.
Do it.
She knows who wears the drawers and the socks. If that makes sense.
We're going to fast forward because you ain't gonna get me started, get me in trouble later on. Like, oh yeah, that's right. And Gabby, nope, not gonna do it. Hey baby, congratulations on being just the great, beautiful woman that you are. For pushing Junior out all those years ago. We thank you. But anyway, let's get into
Hey, shout out to Gabby, man. Shout out to Gabby, man. Love me some Gabby, man.
Bro, why every show you want to get cut?
Why? Don't love your wife, man.
No, you love my wife. You just love your own wife.
You go.
You covet her. You covet her?
Man, let's get into it, man. Hey,
give us the title for today.
Today, man, we are talking about who is your starting five.
Who's your starting
five, man? When you think of your starting five, clearly, again, we're still on the lines of entrepreneurship, being the best husband, being the best wife, being the best brother, being the best person, period, all around. Who's your starting five? Who keeps you motivated? Who's in that circle that keeps you pumped, keeps you, accountable, and all those great things that comes along with, man. I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at Eric Bowen's book. You know what I mean? I imagine he has a circle of people that are around him. Yeah, that are keeping him accountable, that are keeping him motivated, and so man, who's that starting five?
And just side note, since you said that, man, we want to shout out to Eric Bowens. Okay. Eric D. Bowens had the book out, Recharge, 7-Day Inspirational, came out a couple months ago. So check out his website, man. Bowens Enterprises.
Bowens is doing a lot of good things, man. But again, I imagine he had to have a starting five. Right. He had to have some people that were around him that were going to keep him pumped. And come on, recharged and ready to go. So let's get into it, man. Rock, I want to ask you, man. What do you think, man? When you think about starting five, like what do you think about? Like what comes to your mind? Not even on what we're talking about yet, but just starting five. What does that mean to you?
The best.
Yeah.
I mean the best that you got. The cream of the crop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it be a starting five in team sports or just at your job, like you want those who are around you to be better than you.
Yeah.
I know that's not a saying that all mentors always say. Like you want to be in a group of people who are better than you, so you can always grow, who can always learn from. If you're the best one in your group, then you need to start to modify your group and mentor those people, and you know what I'm saying, get some people around you that are like-minded, like you, going where you want to go or already are there actually, and can help you get there. So that's what I think of when I think of starting five.
Yeah, man. I think what always comes, I know what comes to my mind is the Dream Team. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan. I'm not sure who was the last one. I want to say it was Isaiah Thomas, but I'm not sure.
For what?
The Dream Team, Olympic Dream Team.
Yeah, Isaiah Thomas wasn't on the Dream Team.
Okay, who's? I know it's Larry Bird, Magic Johnson,
Michael
Jordan, Charles Barkley, but who's the fifth one?
Scottie Pippen?
No. Was it Scottie?
Yeah. I believe so.
Scottie was on the Dream Team with the starting five. Anyways, regardless of it, just to know all of those guys and the calibers, we got to look that up. Like they were the best of the best, literally. You know what I mean? Like you knew you were going to dominate. What I also think of as starting five, I think of the Monstars off of Space Jam. You know what I mean? Like they were just super dominant. You know what I mean? They all played their role. But also you got to kind of, twofold, because I'm basketball. two-folded. Think about the team that the Monstars played with Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was the leader, but everybody he encouraged everybody that they had gifts that could ultimately get them that win. And so that's what I think about. Everybody playing their role, like the top of the top playing their roles, and we getting that dub. We getting that championship ring. But it takes a team. There is, what is it? No I in team. Right? So it's like we need a squad that's going to get it done. So speaking of starting five, man, I got to ask you, bro. So you say you got your list. You always make your list, your goals that you write down on your board. Like, who keeps you motivated? Who do you keep in your circle that keeps you motivated, keeps you pumped? I mean, this whole you letting go of your job just
right.
I mean, literally, that was a whole leap of faith.
Yeah,
and now stepping into literally like
tell everybody my business.
Well, when you're a baller, you can tell people stuff.
Your show is right, baby.
Yeah, I
got that money, got that guap, as the kids say.
I'll tell you
that
his address. Come and holler at him.
No, don't tell my address now. Don't tell. Ooh. No, but
for certain reasons why.
My starting five, man, I would have to say, first of all, like. Anyway, first of all, something just hilarious happened. Somebody just let one go. When those silent ones, when it's like.
Bless the baby.
Right. But my starting five, man, I would have to say, first of all, God. I mean, that's who I believe in. That's where my faith goes in. So God would have to definitely first off, starting off my starting five. He's my center, if you will. Definitely the wife, Gabrielle. Without her, what I'm doing right now is not possible. You got to have a good helpmate, man. You got to have. We Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Sometimes she's Jordan, sometimes I'm Scottie. Sometimes I'm Scottie, and sometimes she's Jordan. You got to be who you got to be in on that team for that game, whatever the situation may be, to get through it. So God, Gabrielle, she could be my shooting guard. I'm gonna be the point guard. Orlando. Power forward, man, or shooting forward, whatever you want to be. I won't get too technical now, but definitely my accountability partner. You know what I'm saying? That we like-minded. We push together. We grow together. So how many is that? That's God. That's Gabrielle. That's you. What'd I say? God, Gabrielle,
me,
you. Okay, so I got two more. Definitely myself. I'm part of the team. Got the visions and know what I want to do. Know how I want to get there. So. I would say leading the team there. And, man, my fifth one, I've really been thinking about it. My fifth one has to be just like a nucleus of people who are my resources. My support system. I guess more my family, my church family, my leaders. All those people kind of clump together. Those ones who I can go to when you may not be available or Gabrielle's not available. And actually, I take it back. God, Gabrielle, you, me, and Junior, dog.
That's dope.
I want to just put it down to singular people, Junior, because Junior, that boy he's special, dog. The other day we were he's my why. The other day we were walking in the store. We went to Walmart yesterday. I was getting my oil change, and he seen all the toys and stuff out for Christmas, and he was like, "Oh, look at that, going crazy! It's a donkey!" Like, no, that's a toy horse, boy. It ain't no donkey. But just going in, I said, "Hey, well, you ain't getting nothing, right?" And he was like, because he stopped and he was like, "Papa, I love you." That tried to make you sentimental, like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you a toy." I was like, "Well, you're not getting nothing, right?" And he was like, we walked for a little bit. He was like, "That's okay. I still love you."
Get the darn donkey.
Right, I'm over here. What you want? You want the Captain America? What you want? Man, just brought a tear to my eye. But those are definitely my starting five.
Yeah.
Jesus, Gabrielle, you, Junior, and myself.
That's dope, man. I think with our children, man, that always has to be an extra push. Reek, man, got this little beautiful daughter here, man. Those that you can't say that you can't look at them and say, I got to do more.
Right.
Because when it's you, yeah, that's something. But it's like when you got little mama, little daddy looking at you, we got, all three of us, we all got sons now. So that's even more. Like, we got some little kings that's about to be living after, you know what I'm saying? Come on. We know, like my pastor always says, do not find yourself being scared to death, especially when we know we're believers, because we know we all going to take that dirt nap. Just what it is. But I'd rather know that I got a king that I've given a blueprint to so that he can go on and be successful for his family and his children, my grandchildren, and great-grand or whatever. So we got a legacy. So that's a huge one, man, as far as your starting five. Man, I would say we're really identical, man. God is foremost, man. I like how you said he's your center. He's holding everything together,
Jesus.
man.
You're the saints. Gabrielle, she already talking about we pastors. I can't help it, man. When it's in you,
Church
it's in you.
boy.
Joy.
It's okay, man.
that's
We
good.
can. I start preaching and don't even be one to preach.
Right.
But no, man. Yeah, definitely the center, man. Everything's held together. I won't necessarily break it down, and as far as shooting guards, but I'll just
Right.
say that
I was
people
doing
that
the
are
most right
but
there.
that's still dope. God is definitely the big man. I would say, I really was thinking about it on my way here, and I would definitely say my family. I don't section. I say Adrian and the kids are my huge why. You know what I mean? Like, I want to make sure that I'm the best husband and the best father, that they can look up to. Our wives look to us to lead and protect. You know what I mean? So it's like they look to us to take it to the next level. So I know eventually, when this thing really goes off with this real estate, man, I want to be able to put us in a home, a beautiful home, have homes up under us, man, and properties that we could give our children. Like, I want to be able to set that tone and that blueprint for Adrian. You know what I mean? So, and my kids. So I would say them, they're definitely a huge why. I said God, them, my family, and then I would say my dad, man. My dad is huge, and the reason my dad is huge is because my dad never quits. My dad has this standard in him that he will not let down his guard. Like, I'm going to finish this thing out, and I know I need that on this journey.
My dad's the same way.
Wow, that it. You always bring me in.
Inside
and I
joke,
was
I'm
on
sorry.
a roll. But this is the thing. I'm on a roll, and I'm like, yeah, that's great.
I try not to. Anyway, go ahead.
But no, my dad is just him not wanting to quit. Like, I remember, like, forever we would work on things. My dad's the huge work on cars and up. Like, my dad's never gonna give up. My dad, 30 years at the post office, he's never called in sick. My daddy has $80,000 stored up in sick time that he refuses to use. If I'm sick, I'm gonna take off.
If I had
Say it
80,000,
again.
you said you mean hours?
No, $80,000
Oh,
worth
as far
of
as
sick time. My daddy could take off for a
I'm
couple
coughing
years sick,
every day.
right? My lip split yesterday while I was out in the cold, and so it bled.
Got a
Like,
little
I would
sore
just
right there.
But see how my daddy is. My daddy has no excuses.
Right.
So just like how you uphold me to, like, hey man, where you at in 4 a.m.? My daddy is consistent. He will work on a car till 3 a.m. and get up at 4 a.m. to go to work. Like, he's just
right.
He's the thing I love about my dad is the consistency, which we'll point out in the next thing, like define. But I would say my dad, definitely my pastors. My pastors are super wisdom for me. So I would say I already said it, God, my wife and kids, my dad, my leaders. And then, like you said, myself, man, I'm in there, man. I'm the point. I'm ready to go get it. I'm letting everybody know, like, with all of those factors in mind, like, let's go get it. Let's go. 1, 2, 3 teams. So those are my starting 5. Now, what I wanted to kind of remix it is, tell me why they're your starting 5 and why you wouldn't pick anybody else.
Well, hold on. Before you go,
let me go back.
Yeah.
I just lost it. I wanted. It's a tie. Cause Rock, you in there.
I was gonna stop you because earlier you said because you said you was gonna say me and I was gonna say you that way.
You pointed out about us being. So I would say my dad and my leadership are the same, and then there's you. So my dad and Pastor on and Sister on are tied together, and then there's you. The reason I have to, and I'm not trying to go over, but you have to be in there because literally, man, and I tell you this all the time, man, I've never had like a real best friend in real life. Don't get me start crying, bro. And you really are that to me, bro. Like, in real life, we've been tight 7 years strong, and you've always been able to point out those things about me that nobody's ever. Like, when I'm BSing, you know I'm BSing. When you know that I'm slacking, you point out that I'm slacking. You know if I'm overthinking something, you point out. So it's that one. The reason I say I'm kind of stepping over is because you're that one to point out the places that I try to hide in front of everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But and then right, go ahead, let it out. But you'll bring that out and you'll be like, now N-word. Now I know you, bro. Like, don't try to play. Even though I be trying to like hide them, be like, dang. So yeah, you definitely are in there because you keep me accountable and you let me know what I know I need to do. So I gotta say that. Done. But
but for real though, and it's vice versa, man. I think that's why we rock so well. That's why we do everything together. We first started off, we was doing the play. We did that play in Leavenworth, and we was doing shows and different things like that. We're just, like I said, we got kindred spirits. We got with that like-mindedness, man, and we're not going to let nothing stop us.
Yeah. In
But,
real life.
but like you said, to the next one, you said you define.
Break it down. Break it down, man. Break it down. Why people
Break down
are
to
what-
5?
I already broke you know what I'm saying, broke it down, but I mean I had to
I think
say
we
that.
kind of both just did, but I can go even in more as far as top 5 things I need for myself to be successful. As far as people that are going to be in my group, I need them for one. I need committed people. I need people that are going to be committed to me just as I'm going to be committed to them in friendship. You know what I'm saying? There's one thing, business partners, you do this, and that. But as far as my starting five are those who are friends and those who are helping me succeed in whatever it is I am. That's why the 5 is so tight like it is. It's not a lot of individual people. Other people, play a part in my life and help me out. But for one, my wife, man, just say it like this. She's the foundation with it. We're building this thing together. We grow together every day. We're getting better. Going on 5 years next year. I haven't always been perfect. She hasn't always been perfect. But we've realized that together we got something that's good, and that's going to help us both succeed in life. So I say her as not take that back. Jesus, God, be my foundation. Be my foundation of everything. Gabrielle, be my helpmate, my push. She's the one that's telling me, hey, even when I don't see it in myself and when I don't think I can do it, you can do it. You've done it before. This, that, the other. Junior, my why. Junior is the one who gives me the greatest thing, man, that has been for me being a father is when I pick Junior up from school. Or when I used to come home from work, like he ain't seen you all day. It don't matter what type of day you're having as a father. You could be at the worst day ever. When you go and pick that kid up and they, Papa, Daddy, da da da, it just makes you give that this is why I struggled through the day I had today, because the why at the end of the day. So he's definitely the why, man. As I always say, God is showing me myself through him. So he's definitely the why. And then I said, accountability. My brother, my accountability, that, like you said, we've gotten to a place in our relationship to where we know when each other's BS, and when you lying, when you just slacking, and we can get into each other and be like, hey man, you need to do better, you need to do this, and still be friends at the end of the day, still be, and that's why we grow so well together. And then again, myself, I'm the one with the vision for my life and my family's life and where we want to go and what we want to do. So just being motivated. Yeah. So like I said, consistency, accountability, my why. Those are my.
That's dope, man. I think having that breakdown, again, I'm all about not just saying something to say it, but having definition behind it. Clearly, again, it's the same. Like with God, spiritually, foundation. So we know we need those. I can do all things through Christ Jesus. I can do all things through Christ Jesus. That strengthens me. You need those scriptures. You need that daily devotion that pumps you up and lets you know that greater is He. Come on, greater is He that's in me. So those things are good to just reflect on. So I love that about God, how He continues to show me who I am, even though I don't see it. Come on, man, wife. Adrian is the biggest supporter. That's something that I never have had an issue with Adrian, man. She's always been that one to stand behind. And if you break it down to her, she'll do anything that, you need to get done. She'll do it. And that's even something that's a whole nother topic in marriage that I know I need to work on, is utilizing my wife and telling her what I need. And can I just say that as a side note? Isn't it amazing how God gives us that helpmate, but a lot of times we don't tap in and really understand how we need to utilize our wives. Like, dude, sometimes, man, we'll be finding ourselves doing so much. And it's like, why don't you ask your wife and then explain to her what she needs to do? You'll be surprised. Come on, take beans and make a meal out of them beans. You know what I'm saying? Some can't. But, my wife is one that knows how to cook, is what it is.
I think that is just because as just the model of a man, we came up to having to do it all on your own. But you can't say y'all are a team and you doing it all on your own. Man. No matter how great LeBron is, he still need a team.
We seen that.
No matter how, first of all, you don't disrespect LBJ. He's the king.
His shoes are ugly. Okay.
Them first ones came out was heavy.
Yeah.
Bricks.
I was about to say,
I think that's the model of a man is to be, you do everything, you take everything on, you make it happen. And I believe that, but I also believe we a team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not lesser than me. I'm not lesser than you. We're equal. We both got our qualities. We both got our strengths. We both got our weaknesses. Let's see what works for each other, with us as a team.
Sure.
And go from there. But
no.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like I said, with Adrian, man, she's definitely a help as far as when it comes to support. Always, she just told me about the play I did, and I was like, man, I didn't play a big role, but she was like, I just want to be there to support. And I was like, wow, like I need to let that happen and stop like, oh, you don't need to be there for this, you don't need to be there. And it's like, I want to support you. I want to be there with you know what I'm saying, you're doing what you're doing. I want to be anything I can do to help. So I would say Adrian is definitely that supporter. She's that one that, while we're on the court, of life, she's she's pushing. She's like, baby, you got this. You know what I'm saying? You could do this. I'm rooting for you in the back with all the kids, So, but yeah, definitely Adrian is the support. And going back to, Junior being the why, my kids are a huge why. Shout out to all my children. When people got
Shout out to
got
Kiki,
a lot of kids,
Tron and them, baby Nisha, Rayvon.
Bruh, I had my boy Trey tell me to shout out to Trey Cobb, man. He was like, dude, how are all your children? I was like, shut up, dude. You don't
Too many for us to name.
You don't even say that to people that got kids. Like, man, how your kids know you got children, bruh? I got 5 kids. So, man, right. But they're my push, man. Like I said, I want to be able to leave that legacy. So my kids, then I could say my dad and my leaders, definitely the wisdom. Definitely my dad has the consistency. My pastors have the wisdom. And then of course, man, you're that accountability. You're the one that, come on, we'll say that we're going to meet up at 1, and I'll be like, hey man, I'm out here right now. I'm driving right now, man. I got some extra money. You're going to be like, dude, skip that money. We said we supposed to meet. You know what I mean? You're always going to hold me accountable. So yeah, man, I would say that. And then my last one was myself, man. I know that I'm my worst enemy. I'm my worst critic. So at the end of the day, man, I know I'm going to get it for myself first. I got to believe it first.
Right.
So yeah, man, that's how I look at my starting 5 and how I describe it and break it down, man.
Okay. And for all those, like, say y'all listening, who's y'all starting 5? Take that into account. Really think about that thing. Soak on that thing. Who's your starting 5, and what are they in your life? Mm-hmm. Is it helping you? Is it not?
And if it's not, cut them off. I know that's what that's the last thing of all of this, man. If you know that your starting 5 is slacking, I was going to bump in with this last point. You need a 6th man. You need to know that, hey, at the end of the day, I got to cut you short, but I got somebody right in place that I know can pump me and push me just as much and take your place. Just like when we was in school. Coach, I'm going to tell you quick, your place can be, you got a replaceable place. Don't think that you the only one that can know. You can be replaced. And so, yeah, man, I don't care. And I say this and I mean it. I don't care if y'all done been cool since 3rd grade and was playing Ninja Turtles. And I know. If you are not helping me, I got to move on.
Let me say this. Loyalty to people who aren't pushing your dream will kill your dream very quickly.
Oh, boy.
Being loyal to those, we grew up together, we did this together. That's great, and we got those memories. But if you ain't helping this train move forward, if you ain't helping this plane take off, if you ain't helping this vision come to fruition, I can't.
But
like
it's
I
easier
can't
said
rock
than
with
done,
you.
though, at
It
times.
is easier said than
It's
done.
easier said than
But I
done
think
at
it's
times.
easier when you understand and get to a place in your life when you want more.
Yeah.
You can see easily those who are around you who are not helping you, who are pulling you down,
Sure.
crabs in the barrel, because we're quick to do it as people. And that's why I'm so like when I see somebody doing better, doing great, like, hey, give them the like, give them the shout out, share it, do whatever it is, because you can be great and I can be great.
Yeah.
And Ty can be great.
Yeah.
It ain't no race out here.
Yeah.
There's so much life and world and things to do that why are we fighting against each other? We're better together.
Yeah.
We need each other. You got a skill that helps me. I got a skill that can help you.
Sure.
Come on, man.
But I think when I said that easier said than done, I remember Snoop said when he made it, he brought on so many of his homeboys. You know what I mean? Had that whole entourage. But the fact that all of them ninjas was just bums though. And he found out, man, I got y'all house notes on my payroll. I got cars, I got jewelry, I got clothes, I got baby mamas, and he was taking care of all of them. And he just realized, like, dude, because they made him feel some type of way, like, hey man, you owe us, man. You our boy. We done been cool since school. I made up in my mind when God does take me to that next level of success, I can't worry about those that feel like, oh man, now Lando, I was the engineer in the sound when y'all was doing the deal. You know what I'm saying? And it clearly Ty would. I'm just making an example. Like, okay, Ty, well, man, I did that for.
Remember that one time I gave you that $10 because you gave me a ride?
Bro.
Yeah, it was for the gas. What you talking about?
See, but
people will come out the woodwork.
Bro, think about LeBron right now. You think about LeBron, but see, LeBron. What I love about LeBron and Rick Ross is he gave his boys boys jobs.
Right.
He didn't just say, "Oh, let me just keep throwing you something every month." No, I'm going to
Right.
give you a job to do, and if you
Because
mess
we
that
all
job
working.
up,
I'm
if
working, you working.
If you mess the job up, that's on you, and you got fired,
Mm-hmm.
right? The same way with Rick Ross, he put all his family on them wing stops.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna sit up here, man, and own all 60 of these wing stops and just be throwing y'all something. No, I'm gonna give y'all jobs. I'm gonna give, like Dame Dash says, the best analogy. I'm gonna give you an opportunity the same way I got an opportunity, but I'm not gonna just sit up here and just be paying your bills just because. Not at all. I can't help somebody that's not willing to help themselves.
Bruh, not at all. I mean, I feel like me growing up, that's why I got so much help, because I was willing to do it without asking you for help. And when you're willing to do something without asking anybody for help, they see you and they gotta help you. There's so many young men now, I see, and I always feel saying that there's so many young men out here, but this is what it is. We're getting older, man.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, all y'all gotta, if you would just try. And sometimes there's no even trying. You just need to do it. You got all the resources and everything you need. Yeah. I remember there was a dude I knew back in Colorado, a minister, Jenkins, Pastor Digby, as we call him, inside joke. But he would always say, like, you ain't got to try. Why are you trying? Just do it. We say, oh, I'm going to try to get something to eat. But you got money in the bank. You got a car to drive. You got the time, just go and get something to eat. Why are you trying to get something to eat? And that's just what a lot of us, we got everything we need to succeed.
In real life.
But we keep trying. Just get out there and do it. And if you fall on your face, get up and do it again. Because you're going to fall on your face repeatedly.
Can I say this? Excuse me, Bills. Can I say this? This is what I love as far as when I say, when you said falling on your face, you do realize you're going to fall. A lot of people don't think they're gonna fall.
We fall down. I live my life through soundtrack. I can't even help it.
Right, but it's like, but that's a real reality.
Right,
you're going to fall. But what my little brother said to me the other day, he said the only way you can go is up. So when you do fall, you just go up. Mm-hmm. Like that's like, how is that so hard to understand? So yeah, man, man, when I tell you, man, I get it. I absolutely understand, man. We got to make sure that we don't have people on our team. And I'll say it like this. Will Smith said it best. I don't want people on my squad that have buckets of water ready to throw it on my fire. I need people on my squad that have wood and larger.
Throw them logs in there.
Amp that fire up. Don't be so quick to throw my man. I just had, come on, shout out to Oob Life. We had a altercation on there where, you know what I'm saying, somebody threw up an idea and the other person just doo-dooed on it hard, and he low-key always be doo-dooed on it. Mm-hmm. And it's like, dude, like, even though your intent is right because you're trying to help us, but it was just like the fact that this man had a great idea about a great job he wanted to do. It was like, no, man, like, that mug ain't even gonna be. I need to get away from people that, Tyreek. I'm making it a point to get away from people like, man, you and Rock gonna start a podcast? Man, y'all ain't got nothing to talk about, bro. Oh, okay, cool, thanks. I know who you are now.
Right.
If I see who you are, I acknowledge that and I stay away from it. Mm-hmm. That's what David Banner said too. I forgive you, but I'm going to stay the heck away from you because you're a disease, man.
And that's why I'm so intentional about when people tell me the things they want to do. Great. That's awesome. Whether I agree with it or not, I'm not the one that got to walk through that thing. Wow. Now, if I know some things about it, hey, let me give you some help. Let me give you some thought to it. But if that's what you want to do that thing. Be that person. If it's positive. I mean, if you're doing something negative, no, we need to fix that. But like I told you, we had some great ideas, some things we're gonna do this next year, and we love to talk. So it's so easy to get in conversation, be like, oh, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that, and then people start to throw water on your fire, like you said, and next thing you know, you're like, oh, well, I don't think that was a good idea. Nah. We got to keep this thing, especially the thing me and you got, the energy that we have. I'm just gonna keep saying it. We're gonna do something great.
Oh my gosh!
And I'm so excited about this podcast, and that's why before we even got started with it, we made sure we kept it hush hush. Hey, we go make sure we got our format down. We wanted to do this, we wanted to do that before we even put it out there with the coming soon. Because I had some people like, oh, y'all gonna do a podcast, or you gonna do this, you gonna do that, or what about when y'all was on the radio? What? It ain't got nothing to do with none of that. Wow. This is about what we want to do now.
Wow.
And it's gonna help us to get where we want to go.
Wow. And I was gonna say real quick, man, with that, we got to be careful with constructive criticism, though.
Yeah.
It's not so much that I'm telling you that you're not going to succeed. I'm just telling you that, Rock, you want to be a guitarist, you want to be a producer, and you want to do the podcast, and you want to do Prime America, and you want to do. I'm going to tell you some constructive criticism. So we have to be able to decipher that, like, oh, I'm going to stay away from you because you're telling me I can't do it. I'm not telling you can't do it. And usually, a lot of times, those are OGs that are giving you that info. Or like us being best friends, like, hey, Rock, I think you would really succeed at this, but I don't think you would really succeed at that. Not to say that you can't do anything. You could do all things, bro, but just your personality, you probably are not going to. And you've said this to me at times before, and I think I've said to you at times about different things. But, like, I know that you can excel at this, but you more than likely are not going to excel at this. And I'm not saying it in a negative way to bring you down. I'm just telling you what I know from you.
And that goes back to who's in your starting five, though.
Yeah.
Because those are the people you're going to go to. Those are the people you're going to confide in because I understand you have my best interest at heart.
Exactly.
And that's what I meant to say in the beginning of it. Your starting five should be the people who have your best interest at heart, but also who can get behind you and push you and believe in you because they see that thing in you.
Exactly.
I spoke not too long ago, a couple weeks ago at church, and talked about the mirrors and how sometimes I had a small mirror, and the small mirror was what we see, the mistakes and the things that we've gone through and all the downfalls. And I had a tall, skinny mirror, and that was what people say about you, the potential they see in you, but the things that you don't see in yourself. And then I had one real big mirror, and that was what God sees in you, with the vision He had set forth, over your life. And it was like many times we can't get to what God sees in us because we're too busy on the mistakes mirror. We're too busy on what people say about us, the negative things. We're too busy worrying about who's talking about me, who's doing this. One thing that I'm glad I've gotten to a point in my life at 29 years old, don't get me wrong, we all care what people say about us, but I don't truly care what you say about me. The people that love me know the truth. I know the truth. So you can say what you want. You can. Somebody's talking about me right now. I know the old saying is, someone's always talking about you. What did it say? Well, your ears must have been burning because I was talking about you?
Oh, yeah.
I realized someone is always going to talk about you. They're going to talk about you good. They're going to talk about you bad. What you can't do is worry about it. As long as you know you're doing what you're supposed to do and you're fighting on the path that you want to go on, and that thing is God sent and God said you're going to do it, He's going to direct your path. He's going to give you everything you need to succeed.
Sure.
You just have to have enough faith in yourself.
Wow, that's it. That's it.
That no matter what people say, no matter what people do, I can do this.
I cannot believe in you more than you believe in yourself first. I tell people
Benediction.
that all the time. Regardless of your starting five, if LeBron, when he moved to Miami, he believed first that he was going to get a ring. Wasn't matter. It didn't matter about Dwayne Wade or Chris Bosh and all of that. It was the fact that LeBron James knew he was going to move to the city where winners were, and he was a winner himself, and he knew he was going to get a ring, bro. And again, walking away with 2 rings to only come back to Cleveland, and he picked Kyrie, if I'm not mistaken.
No, Kyrie was already there.
He was?
Yeah, Kyrie was already drafted and was with the Cavaliers.
Before LeBron got back. Who did he end up picking?
Kevin Love. You talking about he got Kevin Love come over there? Yeah.
Somebody he picked up when he came back, but he knew he was going to get a ring, bro. He was determined. And I think if we put that out in the atmosphere and continue, come on, the Bible says life and death lies in the power of the tongue. If we continue to wake up and say that I'm going to win today, I'm going to see what I'm going to see. All these declarations, the universe has to match up with what we're declaring. I believe that. I ultimately believe that.
I like I always say, nothing happens for a reason. I believe everything that happens to us, especially, I'll just say to me, I won't go talk for everybody else, but everything that happens to me, I understand it's for a reason. It had to happen.
Sure.
Now, some things is our fault. We get off and do some things we shouldn't do, but I believe everything happens for a reason, man. I just want to, like I said, encourage somebody. This is what we do on the flow, to encourage you. We provide solutions and not more problems.
Come on.
You are somebody.
Really?
I don't know who that was for right now, who's going to be listening to this podcast, but you are somebody. You have something to give to the world. You have something to give to society. You have a gift that was placed in you to produce something great. Why aren't you done it? Why have you? That's what I talked about with the mirrors. You have to respond to your ability. We all have a responsibility to respond to our ability. We all have something that was God given to us.
Good.
If y'all saw the Facebook Live earlier, this painting I had up, my boy, shout out to Eric Johnson, best friend. He paints. That man is awesome at painting.
Literally.
Orlando, I do music. You're just a great everything all around person. I mean, we all got different gifts and titles, but you have something.
You have something to offer.
You're worth something.
And to know it can make money for you.
No, let's not get
It
to the
can
money.
make money for you. But the thing is, Ty, a lot of people don't like to invest in themselves.
Let's go to that.
We a lot of times will invest in someone else. We'll invest in someone else, whether it be that job for 12 hours a day, 16 hours a day. You'll invest and make them steak while you get the crumbs. And you know you getting crumbs. You like, man, if I'm making $1,500 every week, how much is the big man on top making? The big man on top is making money, but he took the time out to invest in himself. And watch this, Ty. He knew that it was going to take time. It was a process. God told me the other day, Orlando, you're not going to rush this process. And the more you try to find little shortcuts, you're going to find yourself right back at the starting line doing it all over again. You are going to do this thing my way. And to know you're going to do it my way, and my way is so dope. I want you to walk through and watch this. This is what God showed me years ago. Orlando, I want you, once you get to success, I want you to take that ownership. Because you walk through all of those areas. It's something when you just give me $100 million and I'm sitting good. But to know that I worked from the gutter for that $100 million, the appreciation I have, like literally Kanye West, you can't tell me nothing. And then to know, because I went through the process, I learned, took some losses, but learned while in those losses. I understand how to make more of this. Mm-hmm. I understand how to. That's why I really applaud Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is at a level to where it's just. I feel like you can get to a level of success, y'all, and you're just going. You know what I mean? Like literally, ideas are getting better and better. Like I feel like you reach such a level of success, and you're just there. Tyler Perry, others that have done it, but man, I know we can talk all day, man. This thing, boy, it's the flow, man.
Who's your starting five?
Who's your
Remember
starting
that.
five?
So, remind them of all that, so people can go back and do
who's
this
your
for
starting
themselves.
five? I'm telling y'all, you have to know who these people are. You have to define them. If somebody, I go off it and I will never forget it. So a great man told me, if somebody shows you who they are, you believe them. Take them off your starting five. Make it a list and define those people and make sure that those people are pushing you to be greater. Not mediocre, not average. I always tell myself I'm allergic to average. I want to be phenomenal. Be phenomenal or be forgotten. And so that's what I mean about that starting five. If they're not phenomenal, I'm telling you, they will be forgotten. I want my starting five to continue to be phenomenal as I go on and be great and phenomenal as well. So, man, get that, man. Get the starting five.
Remember, we all have an ability, and it's our job to respond to our ability. There's too much going on in the world right now for you to be sitting back on what God has given you to help this world. We all have something to give. Remember that you are somebody. You have something to give. Your life is worth living. But this has been The Flow, man. We hope y'all enjoyed it. Who's your starting five? Follow us on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube at The Flow KC. You can listen to this podcast. Well, if you're listening to it, you already know where to listen to it on, but we're on Spotify. We're on Google Play Music. We're on iTunes Podcast. This is The Flow. We're rocking. And this has been the third episode.
Yes, sir.
We're growing. We're moving. Shout out to Tyreek again, man. And
Tyreek, man.
As always, flow.
We're rocking up.
Hey, man, I'm talking.